Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Now, if you're anywhere near President Trump or Tom Mad Dog Homan, if you are anywhere near them, I want you to look down at their boots and see if they're shaking in them. Because they should be. Why? Because AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or as I call her, Loco Cortez, you motherfuckers, her womb is so polluted. She can have my fucking baby, man. And Hakeem Jeffries. Where is Hakeem? Well, let them wait. I'm talking to my son. So, Hakeem coming to America Jeffries and Loco Cortez have leveled threats against Donald J. Trump and his administration and ICE baby. And I'm not talking about Robert Van Winkle when I say that. Because you remember last week, the insurrection, what's an insurrection? Because for so long we were told that J6 was an insurrection. Now hold on, let me back up a little bit. J6, now by that do I mean January 6th or do I mean July 6th? Because Sloppy Joe did say when he was talking about it, he said, January 6th, July 6th. So I don't know, it depends on who you want to believe. J6. They kept telling us that was an insurrection. But last week, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, which it's Newark, it's riddled with bullets and crime and poverty. I'm not sure why you're wasting your time at an ICE facility, but come with me anyway. So him, some congressmen and women decided to bum rush the ICE facility because they wanted to see if it was safe because they heard there were children in there. Now, I know what you're saying. There are a bunch of children in the city of Newark who are hungry, whose parents were taken from them via violence or incarceration, but never mind those little black, brown, and white turds. We're only concerned with the illegal turds. So never mind those American ones. We want to make sure that the children who are allegedly inside or that they're safe, they're being taken care of. Never mind you stupid American Newark children who they don't care if you're safe and taken care of at night and you have a warm, safe place to stay and a full belly of food. No. Move out of the way. So they heard that there were children in the facility and they had to verify. The mayor of Newark, what's his name? Ben Alibaba, some shit. He said that until they verify that the children are safe, they are going to deem it dangerous inside of there. And it's their duty to check on the safety of those alleged children. Turns out there were none. But he got arrested and the other people got arrested. Some of the congressmen and women, or I know one of the women for sure, assaulted one of the agents. But they were arrested. And then there were, can't remember if it was Bondi or not, but they were opening up an investigation into them doing that. So in light of that, or in response to that, Loco Cortez, and I'll put a link in the description box if you're ready for a good laugh, she said that if you dare do anything to those congressmen and women, because she says that now ICE is coming after Congress. She said, if you dare do anything to those members of Congress, we're going to have a problem. And then Hakeem coming to America Jeffries, he said that if ICE or the Trump administration go after these members of Congress, and they said, and the reporter says, well, what's going to happen? What are you going to do? He said, you'll see. You'll see. And he said, it's a red line. And the reporter says, well, what happens if they cross that line? You'll see. So I'm not sure what you'll see looks like or we're going to have a problem. But I'm pretty sure that something's going to happen to them because they trespass. And there are assault charges. I showed you a still frame in my video the other day. Check that out where I talked about it. And you can see the hands of the congresswoman around the neck of an ICE agent. I don't know if the agent was ICE agent or Homeland Security, but it's a federal agent. Her hands are around her neck, and the agent does nothing and just keeps talking to her. Now, I'm not saying go try this, but what do you think would happen if you put your hands around the neck of an ICE agent? Never mind. So, Loco Cortez and Coming to America, they said, we're going to have a problem. You'll see. That reminds me of somebody drawing a line in front of you saying, if you cross that line, I'm going to kick your ass. And then you step over that line. All right, well, if you cross this line, then I'm going to kick your ass. And you step over that line. All right, well, this is it. You cross over this line, I'm going to kick your ass. And you cross that line too, so on and so forth. That's what it feels like. What are you going to do? AOC? What is AOC going to do? Bug her eyes at you? Oh, no, I know what she'll do. You guys be careful. She'll get her ginger fiance of like 3 or 4 years. What's taking you so long? She'll get her ginger fiance to come after you. The same ginger fiance who was standing there with a fucking Yorkie in his arms while Alex Stein told his fiance that that's his favorite big booty Latina. Now, I'm not saying the ginger should have gone over there and whooped his ass, but we definitely would have had some words over you saying that my fiance is your favorite big booty Latina. Don't you hate when people do that? Where they have the Spanish accent on the Spanish words, but nothing else. It's so fucking annoying when people go, hey, why don't we go over there and get some tacos? And you guys want to get some salsa with your burritos? Stop it. Just say salsa and burrito. But anyway, that dude stood there with a Yorkie in his arms. Now, I'm not saying standing there with a Yorkie in your arms while somebody insults your fiance makes you like things in your butt, but I know what's going to happen. If the Trump administration or ICE goes after these congressmen and women for trespassing and assault, she's going to unleash her ginger fiance of 3 or 4 years on you. So you better watch out. And what a missed opportunity that was, ginger fiance of AOC. If you would have stepped to that dude, she would have been like, oh, he's being a man. You probably would have got some. You probably would have been able to pull out your little ginger weenie and get it stinky. You would have been able to put your penis inside of her for once, instead of her taking that giant black veiny rubber dildo and putting it inside of you. But he didn't do that. He just let a man insult his fiance as he held a Yorkie. Now, what's Hakeem Coming to America Jeffries going to do? I don't know. He just said, you'll see. Well, you'll see. What are you going to do? And weren't you just hanging out with Cory Booker for 12 hours? So I know what you're probably going to do. What are you going to do? You're going to jerk Holman off? You're going to jerk Trump off? What are you going to do, Hakeem Jeffries? You were just hanging out with Cory Booker. What are you guys talking about? I'm not gay. I'm dating Rosario Dawson. Fuck out of here. Cory Booker reminds me of, if you guys ever seen Big Gay Al on South Park, fabulous. That's what he reminds me of. Get out of here, man. How do you not have a woman? You're a successful man. You're an idiot. You're successful. You're popular. You're on TV. How do you not have a woman? Isn't that kind of weird? He's not married. He doesn't have a girlfriend. I'm just saying. You're young. You're rich. You're powerful. And you don't got a fucking broad. Maybe he is the broad. Whatever. But I'm not sure how they're going to back those threats up. You'll see. Ooh. We're gonna have a problem. We already have a problem. You're the problem. You're an idiot. You've been part of this whole cabal calling J6 an insurrection. When it was a glorified field trip. It was a field trip that got out of hand. And it's the worst day in the history of America. Meet me in the comments, guys. What do you think? What are the consequences for Donald Trump and his administration and ICE if they dare lay a finger on those congressmen and women who trespassed and, in one case, assaulted a federal agent? What are they going to do? They don't have power over the House. They don't have the Senate. What are they going to do? You already saw that failed impeachment attempt. Who was that dude? He sounded familiar. I could have swore I talked to him when I was having issues with my router. Who the fuck is that dude? I have to decide whether I want to do a whole video on that. But who the hell was that dude? Is he a congressman or something? He's an Indian dude. And he introduced articles of impeachment for Trump. Look, man. America doesn't mind an accent. Look at Arnold. Look at the prominence that he rose to. I screw your freedoms in there. Right? So we don't have a problem with an accent. But you still have to be able to pronounce English words. You know what I mean? Like, you can say it in an accent, but you have to be able to say it right. If that makes sense. This dude was butchering the English language. Obviously, where he represents must be heavily Indian, because I don't see how he would have made it through the gauntlet of English speakers and make it to office. And somebody, the first video I saw on it on Instagram, he was talking and I was like, what the hell is this dude saying? And so I put a comment and it was, what? It was what? But with a V instead of a W. Shit was hilarious. Anyway, meet me in the comments. Talk to me, Goose. What are they going to do? If Trump and ICE dare cross that red line, that's what Hakeem Coming to America Jeffries said. He said there's a red line, and if you cross it, we'll see. So what will we see? AOC says there'll be a problem. What could that problem be? But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.